Today on What Would Michael Do, I'm going to share my recipe for my favorite new refreshing summer drink, the Moscow Mule. In all fairness, I have to share a little bit of the history of the Moscow Mule, but if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please hit that little button down there that says subscribe, hit the little bell next to it, and you'll get a notification once a week that there's a new What Would Michael Do just for you. Moscow Mules were very popular in the early 40s. Why? Because a guy from the Smirnoff industry had a buddy who was making ginger beer and another buddy who was making copper mugs. And these three guys were sitting around having a cocktail one night at a bar, and they thought, let's pool our resources and make a new drink with our three components. Hence the Moscow Mule, ginger beer and vodka served in a copper cup. Simplest ingredients in the world. We add a little bit of lime juice and a little bit of simple syrup, and hence the Moscow Mule. I was recently attending a party and I offered to make Moscow Mules as the specialty drink. And since they're served in copper cups and there were 12 guests, I really didn't have the budget for 12 copper cups because they tend to be quite expensive. You serve it in a copper cup, by the way, because copper keeps the cocktail cold, really icy cold. So I had an idea, then I thought this was worth sharing. If you followed my videos at all, you know I love these little Talenti containers. They're so easy, they work in the dishwasher really well. You can put anything in here from nuts and bolts to rice, flour, sugar. Soup freezes beautifully in these. I use them for everything. So I took out 12, yes, I had 12 containers empty, clean, of Talenti, and I bought some 3-inch copper tape on, Amazon, and 3 inches was just the right width for my Talenti container so that all 12 people could have the same copper cup. Okay, a word about the ingredients. Smirnoff may have made the drink, but Tito's is the vodka I prefer for this particular drink. Ginger beer. My local supplier recommended Saranac. I thought it was super sweet and not what I wanted in a drink. So after a little research, I found out that Fever Tree is really the one to get. This is a combination of 3 exotic gingers, and it's not sweet at all. It's got just the zing you want for this cocktail. And you don't want it sweet because to make a perfect one, you want to add a little simple syrup. Simple syrup is merely equal parts of sugar and water. You put it in a saute pan, boil it down until the sugar evaporates, let it cool, and you've got simple syrup. It's an ingredient in many, many cocktails. And the last and remaining ingredient is fresh squeezed lime juice. Let's make one. We're gonna start with our copper cups, or in this case, our plastic cups wrapped in copper. We're gonna fill them both with ice. It's always best to use a little jigger when you're mixing a cocktail, just so you know that proportions are equal. This jigger is about 1.5 ounces, so I'm going to add 1 part vodka. Your ginger beer is carbonated, so careful when you're opening it and careful when you're stirring it. You want to keep that carbonation. 1 to 3. I'm doing 3 parts ginger beer. To that, I will add 1 tablespoon of simple syrup, 1 tablespoon of fresh squeezed lime juice. Of course, you could use bottled, but fresh squeezed is always best. Give that a simple little toss. Garnish it with a lime wheel. If you want to make a lime wheel, you only want to cut the membrane not quite to the center so that it sits nice and perky on the edge of your glass, which is really what you like. I like to add just a sprig of fresh mint to top off this delicious and refreshing summer cocktail. Cheers, there you have it, your Moscow Mule. Oh, by the way, the reason why I love these Talenti containers is because if you're outdoors, you have a lid to protect it from bugs, and if you're indoors, you have the perfect coaster to sit it anywhere you please. You see it's starting to sweat because the copper is keeping it frosty cold. Cheers, enjoy your barbecue. Yeah, Moscow Mule, try one.